Good morning, children. Welcome back with the next new session. So, in this session, we are going to learn a new lesson, that is lesson number 14, Parliament and the Central Government, from the 8th standard textbook. So, the lesson is Parliament and the Central Government. So, firstly, we are talking about the Parliament. What is Parliament? But before going into the Parliament topic in detail, let me just give you an information about the constitution that we have learned in the previous lesson, isn't it? What constitution is, isn't it? A constitution is a book where a set of rules are all written for the country. That means all the laws are written for the country, that every citizen in the country has to follow them, isn't it? Now we have all learned what is the importance of having a constitution for the country. We have all learned the importance of democratic government, isn't it? So in like related to this only, we are going to learn in the lesson, like related to the previous lesson, we are having continuation in this lesson, that is Parliament and the central government. Now firstly, Parliament, the members who are sitting in the Parliament, that means people who are elected in the Parliament, are the people where most of there are two houses in the Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so where the Lok Sabha are the people who are directly elected by the people, whereas the Rajya Sabha are the members who are indirectly elected by the people. That means people role is more in the Lok Sabha house, whereas Rajya Sabha, we people will not go and vote there. Now let me just talk only about the direct elections. Now people who are directly elected, that means what? We people going and putting the vote, that is called direct elections. Now indirect elections means once we have voted them and they will choose the person who is suitable there, for example the president or the prime minister. These two like these kind of political leaders cannot be chosen by us directly, but indirect, that means indirectly, whom we have selected as in the Lok Sabha, they will select the member to become as a prime minister or the cabinet ministers here. Okay, let's all just listen to what this elected representatives are, or the direct elections. Okay, so firstly, in the direct elections, we have seen the MLA is one of the direct elections. So MLA is member of legislative assemblies. So what is legislative assemblies means? In every country or in the every state, we have different provinces. Provinces means different parts, different areas were divided in every state, and from these every states, different MLAs have come. Okay, and these MLAs were nominated, that means participating means nominating. Okay, so these people have participated, and after gaining a lot of votes, and finally they get a chance to sit in the place of Parliament, being a member of legislative assembly either in the Lok Sabha. Okay, now these people who belong to particular state, for example MLA of a particular state, then he has a right to make the laws for that particular state. Okay, that means I told there are some laws which can be changed due to according to the situations, according to the problems that comes. Okay, so these people have the right to make some changes or to make the laws. So after making the laws, these laws has to be implemented, isn't it? It's not like that, come to school every day. You have to come to school, it's all written, but you have to come, that you have to follow, no? So that following is known as executing. Okay, that means it has to be followed. So that is, it has to be executing means it has to be followed. So there are some executive ministers also, executing officers, who follows, who checks that all the laws that are made by the people of this legislative assembly members, which are strictly followed in the state or not. You understood? There are some laws which are made by the legislative assembly people, like MLAs and all. They make laws or rules for the people who are living in the particular state. So when the laws were made, these executive officers means people who are these are the people who will be checking whether the laws are being strictly followed or not. Okay, so this is what happens in the state assemblies. Now when we talk about the houses of parliament, now as we said that there are two houses in the parliament. Firstly, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the house where there are 545 members, whereas in the Rajya Sabha there are only 250 members. Whereas the people in the Lok Sabha, they are directly elected. That means being a common man has a right to vote, to go and participate in the vote, and to choose their own political leader. Okay, so this is what a common person can do, putting a vote. Okay, so here the people who are in the Lok Sabha, so people in the Lok Sabha are the people who are directly elected by the common man. Now in the Rajya Sabha, that is indirect elections, the members who are sitting in the Rajya Sabha, these people are elected or chosen by the people of Lok Sabha also. Now For example, we have chosen the people from the Lok Sabha who is suitable there. So these people will be choosing the main person, like the speaker, as well as the president or the prime ministers or the cabinet ministers. Okay, cabinet means what? Education department, like what is this, transport department, hospital department, infrastructure. There are different departments, no? So every department, they are known as cabinet ministers. Foreign ministers and all. Okay, so discussing about having relations with the other countries. So these kind of all things has to be managed by the cabinet ministers. Now these are all the indirect elections. Okay, now, so country like in India, where lot of policies, lot of laws were made in the books of constitution. So there are many laws which are still followed till date. That is, in the year of some 1986, during that time, the laws were made that every person should get a right to educate. Okay, that means a right to education should be given, which is still been followed. In the year of 2009, it is given that every child should get a quality education. Okay, universal education, that is quality education, should be given to every child. So these are some of the laws which have mentioned in the which are mentioned or which are been implemented till date. So they are, so these are some laws which help the development of the country also. Now, now the people in the Lok Sabha, they have the powers of taking any kind of decision when it comes of decisions regarding the money decisions, or decisions regarding the development of a country, or any other problems. The main decisions will be in the hands of the Lok Sabha only. As the number of the members in the Lok Sabha are more, it has a more chance of these people to take the decision. And here the Rajya Sabha cannot put any question there. Okay, the Rajya Sabha cannot put any question there. Now, whatever decisions are taken, it has to be even approved by other people also. People who are sitting in the Lok Sabha, even they have to also approve for the decision there. Now, when it comes to the decision of taking a decision about the money, that means a budget for the country, how to decide a budget of the country, that decision is purely in the hands of Lok Sabha. Now the Rajya Sabha has no words to speak there. Now, the people, like there are some cabinet ministers and the prime ministers, these are the people who are elected by the Lok Sabha. So the prime minister is the only person who enjoys the importance of being a prime minister in his own position, and enjoys all the support from the people of Lok Sabha. Now, the Lok Sabha power, you know what, if they want to, if they feel like they have no confidence on these people, for example, if they feel like the cabinet minister is not working properly, or the cabinet minister is not suitable for working there. Okay, even like the prime minister is not properly working there, so they have a power to even take off the prime minister also. So these are the powers of Lok Sabha people. So it is all because of the 545 members are sitting in the Lok Sabha, whereas these people are directly elected by the common people. Okay, now in the parliament, you might have seen, you might have skipped the channel in the TV, and you might have seen the Lok Sabha TV. There is a channel known as Lok Sabha TV. In Lok Sabha TV, what they show is what actually happens in the parliament. You and I sitting just talking about the parliament, whatever is given in the textbook. But just to have a look in the channel known as Lok Sabha TV, where they show you actually what happens in the parliament, how these people sit in the parliament. Okay, how the different political parties sit together. Now, when these different political parties sit together, like when two different houses, when they sit together, to discuss any problems or discuss any of the development situation, like development concepts about the country, or budget, or about the like finance, or about the foreign relations with the other countries, so export import, whatever the decisions are, when these people sit together, when the decisions, when these words will be spoken by the people of political leader, so it is the responsible of the political party or the political member to give the clarification also. So why this point is being raised, what is the importance of this point, what is going to happen, what is the use of introducing such laws and all. Even the laws are also introduced in such situations. So depending on the situation, there are some there are some rules and laws will be being implemented or started in during this parliament sessions only. Now when this is all happening, anyone from any other political party may question, so it is compulsory that they have to give the explanation also. So when they give explanation, it has to be very much clear, because it's all on the future of the people of the country. Okay, especially the decisions about the money, that means about the budget. Okay, annual budget, when it is about annual budget, it is very much important to give a clarification to everyone. Okay, this is what actually happens in the House of Parliament. Now there is a person known as speaker who will be listening to the both the parties, whereas final decision, like how a judge, like how the judge is sitting in the court, in the same way the speaker also listen to both problems as well as the situations what is happening there. Okay, so he is the person who will be listening to all the problems, or whatever the problems are being brought by every state, he will be listening to that. And finally the decisions will be also be taken in the same session. Now why these problems were taken there? So common people like you and me cannot go to the parliament and cannot convey our problems. For example, in my street there is no street light, or maybe there is a drainage problem. These are the small problems that I cannot go personally to the parliament, and I cannot go and complain over there. Okay, but on behalf of me, the member of the legislative assembly, that is MLA, whom I have chosen him, he will convey my problem. Now individually will he only tell only my problem, that so and so in the so and so street, some families are having some problem because there is no street light, there is no drainage system. Is it like that? No, it is entirely he'll be taking a bunch of complaints, like in our state or in our city there is so and so problem. So what you are going to do, what are the like steps you are going to take now? Are you going to release any funds, or are you going to develop anything there? Okay, so what else you can do? So all these things are being discussed there. So on the behalf of the common people here, the people whom we have elected will be going and working there. So this is what actually happens in the parliament. Now for example, now what happens here is, once all these problems are all explained, so all the decisions as well as will be taken by by the people here now, whereas the majority of the people are Lok Sabha here, so most of the decisions will be under their hands only. Now the members of Lok Sabha are 545, whereas for every 5 years their term, like for every 5 years new members come into the Lok Sabha. Okay, that means the term of Lok Sabha members are 5 years. Now when it is of Rajya Sabha they are 250 members, whereas in these 250 members also 238 members are indirect elections, and the remaining are the people from the union territories. Okay, so these union territories are the people who are directly elected, that means without any elections, these are directly elected from the parliament, indirect elections only. Okay, then now that there are 545 seats, now every 545 seats from all the states, that means all the states will be participating and sitting in the 545 seats. Now for example, Uttar Pradesh is the biggest province, that means it's the biggest state, or Madhya Pradesh, so that means number of seats will be more, whereas Meghalaya, okay, is a small city, or is a small state, whereas the number of seats from that city will be less. That means only few members will be participating, and only few members have an opportunity to sit there in the Lok Sabha. So depending on the state these people belong to, so those number of seats are only available there. If Uttar Pradesh is a big province, okay, so it is not possible to only like 4 or 5 members to go and sit there. Okay, like Andhra Pradesh, there are 80 seats in the Lok Sabha for Andhra Pradesh people who can sit in the parliament there. So depending on the area also, number of seats are given there. Okay, so next, the people of Rajya Sabha, as they are 250 members, as I told, 238 are indirect elections. Now among them their term is of 6 years, that means every 6 years their term ends, and the 1/3 of the members every year they get changed, that means every year 1/3 of the members of the Rajya Sabha get retired. Okay, so if you want if you have an interest of being a political leader, or being wanted to become an MP or MLA, you have to have age of 25 years, and you should have a knowledge of the politics, obviously. So a person who is of age of 25 can participate in the process of election and be a member of parliament also through the system of elections. Now to vote, to get the to get the chance of voting, so a person or a citizen should complete the age of 18 years. So after completing of 18 years, it is their duty to give away their details to the like give away the details to the government or the any municipal office there. If you just give them, they will just enroll all your information, and finally they'll give you a card, which is which we have learned in the previous class, isn't it? Now, so this is how a person gets a card. So after getting a card, he can get a chance of voting, and he can choose his own political leader there. So this is how the system of elections takes place. Okay, so this was the lesson for today, that is parliament and central government. I hope you have all understood this part of lesson very well. Okay, we'll meet up in the next upcoming class with a new with a continuation concept here. For any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately. We'll meet up in the next upcoming class. Till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.